with us is Mrs. Folake Soetan. Folake Soetan, thank you. Folake Soetan is the Chief Executive Officer of Ikeja Electric PLC, the largest electricity distribution company in sub-Saharan Africa. She became the CEO in 2020, leading a team of over 3,200 employees. In the next phase of power sector transformation, which involves increased power distribution, technological transformation, and digital monetization. She has continued to lead the industry in loss reduction, metering, innovation, and sustainability. Folake is an alumna of the Harvard Business School, where she studied advanced management, a graduate of banking and finance from the University of Lagos, and continues to participate in several leadership programs to equip her with the skill set required to transform lives and business sustainably. You would think I was done. I am not. Folake began her career in the aviation sector, working with British Airways and Virgin Nigeria as head of sales. She joined Sahara Group in 2009 and worked in one of the key entities, SO Aviation, in Ghana as Vice President Downstream, West Africa, and led expansion of the downstream market share beyond the shores of Nigeria and into Ghana, one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. An astute advocate of leading with empathy, Folake is committed to influencing and actively contributing to the development and growth of women in STEM, and mentors several young men and women looking to build successful professional careers in the power and oil and gas sectors. She's on the board of Women in Energy Network, contributes widely in ensuring that the organization meets its goals. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a star in the house? Mrs. Folake Soetan.
Some of my own personal beliefs and stories with you. But before I go ahead, right, when Tosin asked me to come and speak today, the topic was my 5 personal nuggets. And she said, recipe for success. So I thought, first of all, what does success even mean? And what are my own personal nuggets? And how can I share these nuggets to make it relatable for each person that is here? And then I thought about Tosin herself. And I thought about this initiative. I thought about the people that she lined up to come and speak to us here. I attended a session with one of those people, right? And she gave us a day of her time. I wouldn't mention the person. And we paid about ₦500,000 for spending a day with her. And you guys got that person. One of them, just one. We had Dr. Shu. We had Dr. Shu was here. Tara was here. I mean, look at the people she lined up for you to come. And you guys didn't pay a dime, right? Did you pay anything? So I want us to all stand up, please. I want everybody to please stand up. I need us to give Mrs. Adefeko a round of applause. Tosin, thank you so much. This is so important. Thank you. We appreciate you for giving back, for helping every other person that you think, you think you can hype. It's about you now, so you can be shy. Please continue to clap for her. Thank you very much, Tosin. Thank you. So sit down. That was very important for me to do. Okay. So I start with this. So I looked at this. So I work in Ikeja Electric right now as a CEO, and this year will make it 10 years since we have been operating as a private entity. It was public before, it was government run before. And of course, I have 83 resources, that is 5. So, we celebrate milestones, 5, 10, 15, 20. But then how do you get to 5? So I thought, let's think about 1. 1 represents what? New beginnings, startups. And if you do not appreciate or celebrate or even recognize 1, 2, 3, you won't get to those milestones. So I think it's important for us as SMEs to understand and appreciate that as 283 and 83 resources turn 5, they started from somewhere. And today we are seeing the benefits of the work that they did in previous years. So this is just to encourage us that you too will celebrate a milestone, and it's a journey. Okay, so let's go to success. Remember, I said, what does success mean? So I thought about it that success is not really, it's not, would I say, a destination? It's really like a journey. You agree with me? Also, what does success mean for everyone? Um, Most people think success is maybe people that have money, right? But I think that as SMEs or as individuals, it's important that we understand what success means for you and define that success. So I started to think, what does success mean for you, Folake? So I'm talking here today as a business leader, but I'm a mother. I have twin boys that are teenagers. I'm a married woman. I'm a friend. I'm a sister. And she spoke about my profile from the professional perspective. And that's one part you're seeing, but that's not all that makes me. So success is not only me being a CEO. If I'm not successful as a mother, then I'm not successful as far as I'm concerned. If I'm not successful as a sister or a wife, my marriage doesn't succeed, then I'm not really successful. So even as an SME, you need to think, what does success mean for you? Why are you in the business of what you're doing? If you look at Tosin's story, Tosin's friend, her best friend, is going to speak after me. She's the deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. Both of them started banking at the same time, right? And she left banking after 10 years. 10 years. Think about it. 10 years. And then she started a new career. What made her think about that? Did she sit down at 10 years and think, what does success mean for me? Why am I here? So the question for you is, why are you here? Why are you in this class? Why are you in the business that you have set up? Is it because you're copying other people? How does it align with who you are as a person? You need to ask those questions. And I think that's what I want to be able to leave. If I don't leave anything, I want you to go and think about, who am I? Why do I do what I do? Do I even know who I am? Now I go back to Tosin. Tosin realized after 10 years that, what am I good at? I'm a communicator. That's what she enjoys doing. So I'm wasting time here. So if you're going to achieve that success, if you understand who you are, then it's easier for you to be able to build on that person. So in preparing for this, I said, let me ask 3 people. So I asked my direct boss. I asked someone that worked with me for years but no longer works with me. And I asked a very personal friend who used to work for me. I asked them, I said, I'm going to do a presentation on success to SMEs. And I'm reflecting on who is Folake and what is making her, or what has made some part of her life successful. Because it's not a destination. So I can't say I'm successful. It's a journey, right? But tell me, give me feedback. And I put this page up. And this is a combination of the different things they sent to me. Now, they have sent their own perspective to me. I've also reflected. And there's a reason why I'm talking about this, because it follows what I said about you knowing yourself and understanding why you are doing what you're doing. And if you look at this feedback, there's a similar thing they're saying. A passion for vision, 1,000% commitment to the vision, and she is able to drive and ignite it from the to the granular stuff to strategic stuff to the people that she works with. She has a strong sense of belief in people, and you genuinely care, not just about work, but on their personal and whole as a person. And all of this made me come up with, the areas that I will share. But all the things I'm sharing with you is me. And those things are the things I apply in my business world, in my personal life, in my relationship with my friends, as a mother. So you also, please, do me a favor. Look at yourself and understand what is unique about me. What are my strengths? So I did a strength coach, a session on strength coach. And the philosophy behind that strength coach said that you should focus on your strengths and build on your strengths, because then you'll be able to be the best that you can be. Tosi Adefeko, realized that she's a communicator. What did she do? She went to do a master's, right? And then she built on that strength. And it's based on that strength that she has now built this business that you are seeing today. I remember something that she said when she was talking about the day of the launch. She said, I looked at this sector and I said, what is it I can give in this PR and strategies space that will make me unique? She said, I will deliver, exceptional service and I will deliver it timely. Now, for those of you that know Tosin, and if you looked at it, the way she's handling the session, she's big on time. But that's who she is. So she's not only successful at work because of that, that's her. She's a very timely person. So who are you? What is your strength? And how can you use those things to help you be successful in every area of your life? That's the essence of this slide. And I just want you guys to think about that. So second slide is just to show you. So these are my own personal nuggets that I'm going to share. It also said 5, but I said, you know what? I'm going into this creative world and I'm not going to stick to the rules. I'm going to make my own 6. So I have my own 6. So what's going to make my own different from other people's own? So mine is going to be 6, but don't worry, I'm going to still keep to time. Okay, so what's the first one? The first one is, okay, move. We're not going to go through it. I want to go through it. Okay, so remember that in the first paragraph where the chart where I showed you about what was said about me, teaching spirit, resilience, open to feedback. So I thought, okay, what is my first nugget? It's important for you to understand the importance of taking advantage of opportunity to learn. Now I asked Tosin, I said, Tosin, how many of the people that started this session have been consistent? This is everybody that came that has been consistent. She said, well, some people didn't come, but there have been some people that have come every day. Those people are yearning to learn. And trust me, they're going to live here and be better for it. So it's important that you seek opportunity to learn at all times. It's very key. There is no way you can succeed if you do not have a learning spirit. Learning in terms of learning from failure, because trust me, for you to succeed, you have to fail. For you to grow, you have to fail. For you to be better, you have to fail. And when you fail, what happens is that you learn from those mistakes and you become what? More resilient. And you know that for you to run an SME, you have to be resilient. There's no way. You know that. I mean, some of you are nodding your heads because you have projections at the beginning of the year. Now, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I'm an entrepreneur because I am running an organization. You have projections at the beginning of the year. You have assumptions at the beginning of the year. By quarter 1, all your assumptions are out the door. Are you going to give up on that business? No. You're going to go back to the drawing table. So you have to have an open mind and understand that, look, things happen. What can we do? And you get opportunity from being able to do better things by being resilient and open to learning. The next slide talks about now, as you learn, what happens? You begin to grow, right? And now, in being able to grow, what are the skills that are also important as an individual? I'm sure you guys have heard of emotional intelligence. I'm sure people have even spoken about it here. But there's some quotients of the emotional intelligence concept that I want to talk about today. Well, let's talk about IQ. IQ, is the IQ important? Do you think it's important? Why do you think it's important? Why? To what? Why? If you don't have IQ, would it affect your ability to succeed, to be creative? Would it? Yeah, it would. Yes, no. Why? IQ and creativity work together. So it's important for you to be smart. So for you to be creative, you have to have high IQ. But is it enough? Why do you think it's not enough? Like what? Tell me. Let me see if you guys have actually learned from your classes this whole week. Tell me.
So, um, so for you to be creative, you have to look out. It's not only about what you do internally. You have to look at the outward part. And when you look at the outward part, there's the social surrounding and all these things. And all these things, IQ doesn't just fit for all of them. So that's why there are other things that you have to include to your IQ to succeed and to be creative and to be at your best.
Fantastic. Okay. So at least all of us agree that IQ is very important, which is the element of being smart. But let's talk about the emotional quotient. What does it say? It says it's a measure of your ability to maintain peace with others, to be able to keep to time, be responsive, be honest, respect boundaries, be humble, be genuine, and be considerate. Very important. Now, if you want to succeed, you need to develop this. A lot of people think that it's enough for them to succeed with IQ. Whereas if you understand the importance of EQ, you know that you would require it to succeed. And then this part is critical and even more important. So I'll talk about social quotient, which is your measure of your ability to build a tribe and maintain it over a long period of time. Why is a tribe important? Tosi Adefeko, I keep using 83 resources. The people that came and spoke, if she didn't have a relationship with them, would they come? Are they coming because they like her face? Absolutely not. So it is important to build relationships. Also, it is your tribe that is your support system. It's your tribe that will refer you. It's your tribe that will uphold you. It's your tribe that is your support system. It's your tribe that will tell you what you are doing well and what you're not doing well. So for you to succeed in anything as a business owner, you need to develop this. You need to have a tribe. And the last one is this adversity quotient. I think all of us recognize that adversity must happen. Adversity must happen. If Mrs. Adefako tells you about all the obstacles she had before she was able to ensure this place was ready, I don't know if she's told you because she tells a lot of stories. I'm sure she would have told you. But you are seeing this beautiful place today. But you need to know the different things that happen. But how is her attitude? How is she able to deal? What about the different projects that that got messed up along the way before she was able to finish this project? But she's here today and she's going to continue to do great things to be a better person, right? So let's go to the next slide. Now, this I think is so key and so important. It is important that we are intentional. Intentional is something that if you have decided that, for example, you want to be on time. So if you've left here, you're a business owner, and you've seen the benefit of being on time, you can be intentional about it. You would decide that, you know what is it that I'm doing today that is not making me be to places on time? Why am I not on time? What do I need to do to be on time? What am I doing differently in my business today that I need to change? And then you come up with a plan and decide that you will be intentional. You'll be intentional about focusing on your goals. You'll be intentional about how you make people feel. You'll be intentional about building your tribes. What do I need to build my tribe? What do I need to maintain the relationship with my tribe? What do I need to be creative? What do I need to be financially disciplined in my business? That is being intentional. Things don't happen by chance. That's the truth. Nothing happens by chance. If Mrs. Adefako did not decide that she wanted to do this boot camp, it wouldn't happen. So you can decide or think about it, but what else do you do? All the actions that she did towards making sure this boot camp happens were intentional steps. The topics were intentional. The people she chose to come and speak, she was intentional about it. And it was because she followed through on being intentional that she has achieved the success of this boot camp. So this is something that I am big on, and I appeal to you to please also try and ensure that you are intentional in all that you do. For you to be able to sustain a brand, for you to sustain the quality of the service that you give your customers, you also have to be intentional. So if it's excellence that you deliver, or if you're known for excellence, you have to contribute, think of how can I continue to maintain and sustain excellence service to my customers by being what? Intentional. Now, I think I already spoke to you a lot about building a community. I think that also in order to build an effective community, teamwork and collaboration is things that are very key and very important. Does anybody understand why teamwork is important in building a community? or collaboration? Can anybody speak to me about this? Yes, please.
You don't know everything, and you can't think about everything. So
Fantastic.
there's something the other person in your team is thinking about that you might have missed, maybe blind spot or something. Every other person is thinking about something different. So together, it makes a really good soup.
Fantastic. I love that. If you're an SME, if you're an employee, if you're even in your family, you need to be able to understand the importance of leveraging on other people's strengths. Remember, I talked about you building on your own strengths, but then how do you complement your weakness? The way to complement your weakness is by being able to understand and leverage on the strength of other people in your team. So, if you're going to be able to succeed or be the best that you can be, that means teamwork is critical and important. I'll use myself as an example. So I'm the CEO of this power distribution company. I don't have a STEM background. I studied banking and finance. I'm not an engineer, right? And I've gone into a highly technical space. Is there any way we can achieve some of the turnaround that we have done in Ikeja Electric if I didn't leverage on the strengths of the different team members in the team? It's not possible. There's no way. If I wasn't able to also let them even understand their own strength, right? So that they can also influence other people, we will not build what we have today. So it's important that you recognize the benefit of collaborating, you recognize the importance of teamwork. And for SMEs, what are the ways you can collaborate? What are the ways you think you can collaborate as an SME? Please tell me.
Tie and dye,
Good.
but I'm not so good with product photography and that. Right here, I met someone who does social media and she comes to you do your short videos and everything.
Fantastic.
I'm collaborating with her as well.
They're already collaborating with her. Brilliant. So you see, what has that done? Has that saved her cost? Has it saved her cost? Has it helped her achieve her objective? Has it helped the person that is collaborating with her achieve her objective? So there's no competition. It's win-win for everyone. So collaboration is always a win. I always tell people, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. Everybody wins when you collaborate. So if you don't take away anything, please go back and think about ways you can collaborate. Don't see it as competition. It is not competition. If you understand your own skill and you understand what you bring to the table, they can't knock you out of the business. They can't. And if they do, then it means that you two should go and sit down and say, what am I not doing well? What are they doing better than me? Go back to that learning spirit again. How can I leverage on the things or the information that they have on what they are doing better to be a better organization or a better team, right? So collaboration for me is key, is very important. I have examples here. You can have, like I said, you can have physical capital ways of collaborating. You can share resources. I think we mentioned that. We can share equipment, raw materials. We can share human capital. Is important. We can develop employee skills together, which will also, ensure that there's staff motivation. What are the financial benefits? I think we already mentioned that by the example they mentioned there. Very key. And the last but not the least, before I talk about the sixth one, is you need to practice gratitude and respect. Everyone that knows me knows I'm big on gratitude. Do you know why gratitude is important? Why do you think gratitude is important? Why? I want someone that has not spoken. Yes, sir.
Like we always say in Yoruba adage, it's a Yoruba Victoria, Umari Nita. So if you give gratitude, that means you respect and you acknowledge what the person did for and you're thankful for what the person has done. So it opens doors for you.
It opens doors for you. Fantastic. Yes, what else does it do? Opens doors.
It gives a retention for the person. Like person easily remembers you first because person feels like this person appreciates me all the time. So person easily remembers you. If there are 100 people, the probability of the person remembering you first because you always appreciate things done for you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So that's a benefit from you saying thank you or being grateful to somebody that made a difference to you. What about for you as an individual? So let me apply to us personally and as SMEs. So, naturally we tend to focus on things that are not working. You know that, right? So if 10 things are working and one thing goes wrong, we focus all our energies on it. And what happens is when you focus your energy on those things, you become disgruntled, you become dissatisfied, sometimes you become discouraged. But you know what? Life will happen and you're going to have bad things. When you have those low moments, the best way to get out of it and to get motivated again to continue is to be able to sit back and say, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for one. I'm thankful for the fact that I'm even alive, that I even have a business, that I have staff. I've paid them consistently for the last 2 years. Okay, these first 2 months I've not been able to pay them, but I have done something good. What did I do well then? Gratitude helps your mindset. It helps you be able to re-energize. It helps you be content with your own journey, that you're grateful. It doesn't distract you. So I do this anytime I feel sad about something or I have disappointment either in the business or in personal life. I sit back and think about the things that are doing well, that are working well, and I begin to name it. And when I name those things, I'm energized. So gratitude is important. And when you do that naturally for yourself, it will come across in how you even deal with people that work with you, people that are helping you, people that are working for you. So even though you are the owner of the business, if you are grateful to people that work for you, they will go the long extra mile for you. They're going to be just like fact that you just said thank you, even if you don't give them anything, that you even appreciate and recognize them. If you remember that on the launch of 83, Tosin and Efeko recognized a staff who consistently had been there. Now, it's not just the money that they gave him. I mean, he had tears in his eyes. I was looking at him. But the fact that he felt they recognize me, they appreciate me, they see me, they see what I'm doing. She has that guy at least for another year or two, if nothing. I'm not saying he's going to resign, but you see, gratitude does that. And of course, when you are grateful, you are also respectful. You need to respect and be humble. You know, humility is important. So if you want to be successful, you need to be humble. You need to be vulnerable. You need to let people want to help you. If you're arrogant, will anybody want to really help you? So think about it. What's the opposite of humility? Is arrogance. You know you need help, but you're affirming that you don't need help. They're not going to help you. But if you're humble, if you're respectful, they will help you. And if they help you, what does that do for you? It helps your business. It helps your person. And that helps you achieve what? Success. So remember, we said teachable spirit. Remember, we said be grateful. Remember, we talked about collaboration and teamwork. Remember when we spoke about emotional intelligence? And then we now said be grateful and respectful so that what you can be successful. And the last, not the least, is we need to always go the extra mile. Extra mile. So this is, they didn't ask me to do 6, but this is my own extra mile. You always have to go the extra mile. You cannot afford to say, it's happened, I've done it before. You must go the extra mile. And I keep using, today, I didn't want to make it about my own personal success. I'm actually using 83 resources. So, 83 resources has gotten Meta. Meta is a big deal. And if you look at the number of years that she had been in the same sector, compared to other people that have been there 15 years, 20 years, she has gotten Meta. So she should feel like as if, oh yes, I've gotten Meta now. I've arrived. No. She needs to go the extra mile for Meta first of all, so that she can get other businesses. And she will get other businesses. In fact, she's getting referral because of Meta. Now, if she didn't go to the extra mile with Meta, will she get referrals from Meta? Meta will wait for the contract to end now and then not renew. You hear the testimony of the lady from Meta about them. She said, how does your customer thank you? They're paying you. So as far as I'm paying you, say, I thank you for making this happen for us. They are satisfied because what? Her client, she, as 83 resources, went the what? Extra mile. Go and check. There's nobody that goes the extra mile that doesn't get rewarded for it. So my appeal to you today, go the extra mile. And trust me, it is a seed. You will get the harvest. Somebody's watching. Somebody is saying, I told you when I got here, I asked her, is there anybody that has been consistent? She gave me the people. She had 3 people that she said, these ones, they've been consistent. Did they know that she's watching them? But she noticed. Something might come out of it. You never know. But it's the extra mile that sets that person apart from the ordinary person. So I hope that with these few things that I've shared with you, I've been able to at least open your mind to the importance of understanding, first of all, what is your own definition of success? Who are you? Why are you doing what you're doing? Don't look at other people. Why are you doing it? What are you going to do to leverage and build on your own strengths? Do you understand who you are? Do you understand why you have decided that this is success for you? Do you understand that success is not a destination, but is a journey? Are you empathetic? Are you humble? Are you grateful for what you have? Are you grateful for the opportunities? Are you respectful? Would you attract help? Do you collaborate? Are you an I person? Or are you a we person? Are you a team person? Do you go the extra mile? And do you recognize the people that help you to be the best that you can be? Do you? So these are food for thought for you. And remember, success is not you having a successful SME. Success, the characteristics that you will use to build your SME is the same characteristics that you will apply in your own various personal lives or different areas of your life to be the best version of yourself to ultimately be what? Success. Thank you very much, guys.
I am trying to do something out in the energy industry. LPG retail to be precise. But because I'm limited with resources, I started from the grassroots. So I have a corner shop in Norway, in the state where I retail LPG. But now I've been away from them for a while because I'm the kind of person that gets tired with, like, I don't tend to engage more with things that has a kind of repeated system. So what I need to do is sit down in the shop, attend to clients, then I train someone, the person is there. So I'm trying to scale this business. I'm trying to see what can I do next. I look at going to school. I don't know where it's going to place me. Is it going to place me in that entrepreneurship track that I want to go? Or should I join the association? I tried joining them, but we just go to meetings every day. All we talk about is every once a month. All we talk about is pay your tax, do this one, do that one, check your notes, and it's like it's not giving me. So I don't know if I don't know. I know you're not in the LPG sector now, but you have an idea of what the energy sector is like. What advice can you give to me on this journey I wish to embark on?
Okay, so if I understand your question, you're already in the LPG business and you're trying to scale. So the question is that what are the issues you're having with regards to scaling? Is it a knowledge gap? Do you understand how to sell LPG? What is the gap that you have, first of all? So is it just the financial bit? You understand how to run the LPG plant and you want to scale, or you need guidance and mentoring with regards to even having an effective LPG plant? What exactly is the
It's the guidance on how to run an effective LPG business. Like I
okay.
said, I'm on the least skill now. Running a corner shop is different from having a skid. So if I want to go from that level to having a skill, what are the things I need? When it
Okay.
comes to knowledge now, even for the skill, I have a couple of friends that work in the skill. It's just more like something you can teach someone.
Okay.
But the entrepreneurship part of it is different. So that is what I just want you to help me with. Okay, do the knowledge thing. It's just the guidance.
Okay. So right now you're an entrepreneur now. You have this business, right? You started. You said it's on the side shop, but you want to move to the next level. So you're asking for the steps that you need to move to that next level. Now, so what I need to know, because it's specialized to LPG, I think it's important first of all to understand. Okay, even where you are today, have you ticked off on the basics that are required to even run that corner shop first before we scale? Have you ticked off on that, or you don't even know those things? Okay, you know them. Okay, so do you know what you need for the next place, for that next step? Do you know? I know you're asking for guidance, right? But let's first even understand what the gap is. Is it okay? I don't have the money to scale, or is it that I need technical partners? Is it that I need like land? What are those things that you need for this next? What is this next step? we first need to list out what is this next step, where am I, what's the gap, and then based on that gap, now come up with a plan for each action. Do you understand? So that is what I can give you on a broad and holistic level. But I can definitely put you in contact, because obviously I'm in the energy space, with someone that can also mentor and guide you in that regard. But before I do that, I think it's important that you know where you are, where you want to go, what are those gaps, have those questions ready, because they will ask you, because you're not just going there. I mean, these are people that are busy. They need to know what those gaps are so that they can guide you in achieving your objective of moving to this skid. Because I really don't know what skid is, because that's a bit technical for LPG, because I'm not in LPG, right? But I can, like I said, I can offer you, I can introduce you to someone that can put you in that regard. But you're not going there without being clear about what you want to achieve and what you want out of that relationship. Is that fair? Is that a deal? Okay, cool.
We talked about leveraging on relationships. So for me personally now, I used to work in an office, and then I used to sell adire, which I used to buy from Abeokuta. But now I've gone into ready to wear as my vegan, but it's been so long and all that. And as in how can I? We didn't live on the bad note, but it just fizzled out. So what would you advise to rekindle those relationships and then get them into my business and all that?
So that I'm clear, you used to do adire, you used to sell adire, but now you make. Okay. So the issue is that you had issue with relationship.
People that used to patronize me as
Yes.
but I just allowed those relationships to fizzle out.
Okay. And then now you are asking for guidance on how you can reactivate those relationships. Okay, fine. I've asked, I understand one.
Thank you so much. So my question is relating to you mentioned people's comment about you personally that is you're very open to criticism
Yes.
and constructive. So how do you position yourself to be able to get criticism for others? Because nowadays we have this bandwagon for people that will just sing your praises and not tell you where your faults are. How do you raise people that, or how do you move it or dictate people that actually like they're for your growth and will tell you where you need to, like the key points you need to grow and how to position yourself, not just like moving with the bad one kind of people that praise you.
Okay.
How do you
All right. Last one and then.
From your teaching, you made us understand that you started with banking and finance, and now you're in the energy sector. So my question is, how did the switch happen? And knowing that you have to work with new team members in the energy sector, how are you able to convince them that you know what you were doing, and the fact that you're able to lead this team? I've actually been following you along, so the fact that you're able to lead these people and they so much believe in you and whatever you're doing, knowing that you didn't have the background at all.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll start with yours. Rekindle relationships. So first of all, I'm happy that you realized that you had customers or you had these relationships and you didn't build on it. But you know who these customers are. You have their contact. Let's start by reaching out to them. Send them a message, send them a text. Decide that you want to call each person. But don't call them to start talking about business. First, start the relationship. How are you? How are you doing? You're following up with them. Do that for like 2 weeks. Then send a follow-up message again. When you send a follow-up message again, you either decide that you want to meet with them. Now, make sure that meeting is about them, not about your business. So you're trying to find out what has been happening in their lives, what is happening in their businesses. And in asking those questions, you will see where you can add value to them. You must hear them, understand where they are, and then bring your value. But let them feel valued. And you can even acknowledge that, you know what, honestly, I really should have been in touch. It's always good to raise your hand. And that's part of being vulnerable. I raised my hand. Honestly, I've done everything. You were a valued customer. I don't even know what happened to me. That already dropped their guard and they're open to what you want to say. And then you then commit to making sure that you continue to maintain and build that relationship. Now, don't commit to what you can't deliver because you don't want to be back where you are. So if you decide that it's once a month, you won't tell them you're going to call them once a month. If you decide that you're going to do it once a month, just do it once a month or once a week or every 2 weeks consistently till it becomes a habit and they see that, and that's how the relationship starts. That's what I would say. Start like that. You asked about feedback. First of all, I think all of us have people that we can be sure will tell us that it is. Now, people will only give you feedback based on how they know you are. Some people are defensive. So you, first of all, do you come across as defensive? And when I want to ask you feedback, I always ask my team members for feedback. And what do I do? These are the words I use. I said, I'm big on learning. I want to be better, right? So the only way I can be better is if you tell me what I did wrong. So let's start with, I'll tell them, let's start with, what did I do well? What did you like? What should I do more of? What do you think I didn't do so well? And why? Because also I'm human. I don't want you to just tell me, you know what, you're just going off tangent. Why did you think I was going off tangent? So it's constructive for me. And I'm also helping you and guiding you on how to give me feedback. So it's comfortable for all of us. Now, if I want to hear some really brutal truths, I know some people, based on their personality, they don't know how to do that. I've recognized the people that they can. Tosin Adefeko is one person in our relationship that is brutal. I'm sure you already know that she's brutal. So if I want a brutal feedback, brutal, I said, meaning, no, Amrita will tell her, tell me, don't pamper me. Even if you just tell her don't pamper me, she'll just tell you. You know me, I won't lie. You know her, I'm sure you can see. Miriam, on the other hand, is my very good friend as well. She can tell me the same brutal truth. If I don't want to hear the way Tosin will say it to me, I'll not meet her. I've also profiled and understood the personalities of people around me. So same principle apply even my place of work. I'm not the one that antagonizes me, the one that tries to argue with me. When I want to hear the truth about the business or what is happening or what I'm not doing well as a leader, I will call that person to my office. And I will make them comfortable to be able to tell me. Now, it's how I react and handle the feedback that will make them feel comfortable telling me next time. So onus is on you to be able to say, thank you for that feedback. And to let them even understand that you understand the feedback. You tell them back what was said. Oh, you said I did this. And this is how it came across. Oh, thank you. And then acknowledge what you did. And you know what? Tell them that subsequently, if you don't see a change or if you see a change, let me know. You open the door for them to come back again. And before you know what's up, everybody's comfortable with giving feedback to you. And they're also comfortable with giving you positive feedback. And you're also going to help them to be able to give other people feedback. And ultimately, they too will be comfortable with receiving feedback because they see that ultimately is growth. Does that make sense? Your last question is banking and finance. So I studied banking and finance. I always wanted to work in the bank, and I never got a chance of working in the bank. I worked 10 years in the aviation sector and always been a commercial and a salesperson. And I got into the energy space simply because of a travel agent, that I used to manage. Now, this travel agent, the oil company, they were looking for someone who had experience in the aviation sector, but obviously didn't have the expertise there. And my travel agent, let's talk about going the extra mile. This travel agent that referred me to the organization I work today hadn't seen me for 5 years. And when my boss at the time said, I'm looking for somebody in the aviation space, I need somebody that can drive sales. I said, there's one girl I know. She hasn't worked with me for 5 years. You see what I mean by go the extra mile? Your work will speak for you when it needs to speak for you. She said, I remember her name and her number. I don't know where she is now, but I'll give you a number. Of course, the rest is story. That's how I got into the energy space. And I worked in downstream, and then I work now in power. Now, what is it? My own expertise. I call myself a turnaround and a transformation expert. So, what have I done in Ikeja Electric? Is to transform. We're transforming. It's turn around. So even though I have come into this space, I didn't come into the power space with, you know what, I'm the leader, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO. I am the CEO, right? But I didn't come there gun blazing. But I'm very clear about what value I'm going to bring. And I'm also very clear about the value of those guys. I'm a team builder. That's one thing I have as a strength. I know how to leverage on people's strength. I can get you to do anything. I know how to psych people. I'm a hype person. I can energize, I can motivate. What does the leader need to do? Your job is to be able to sell the vision, to be able to let them understand where you're going, and be able to take them there and support them and empower them to do it. That's my job. And that I do. And I give the person that has the knowledge and understanding the power. I give you the authority then. You are the engineer. Teach me, hey, engineer, Jide, how do you do this one? Of course, I'm not stupid. Remember, there's IQ. I'm stupid. I'm not stupid, but I don't know what you know. So I've asked you as the boss. I have no issues with asking you because I want to learn. As you're teaching me, I'm learning, but I'm also letting you deliver on that work. So there's mutual respect. And today, I am better for it. You are better for it. So they respect me for what I bring in because I'm very clever what I brought into the table. I also respect them for what they bring in. And that's how we, develop the team. So my job as a leader is to galvanize the team, to leverage all their strength and to let them understand where we're going and to help them go there. That's how I've entered that sector. Does that help you? Ah. Okay. After this one, Tosin. She's the timekeeper. Okay. Okay.
I was trying to, picture so many scenarios in my head.
Okay.
So I also run a modeling agency.
Okay.
So as part of seeking feedback, I have this particular girl. She tries to pass her opinion, but like she says it aggressively. And she says, okay, you can't say sorry. So my issue now is apologies. At what point do you actually apologize? Then that's a part. Then my mom even says that, when you're dealing with people, whether service or whatever business you're running, you give them a limit. I don't know, there's this free hand you give them before you now react. Okay. So like as a business person, entrepreneur, and CEO, at what point do you now react to people? Do you give people that, oh, I've been quiet, like you have pushed me? I don't know.
Okay. All right. So that's a very, in fact, perfect question. So first of all, you know that I work in a very delicate sector. So anytime people see me, I don't have power, meter. So they already attack me. Trust me. People call me on the phone. You are the CEO of this useless organization. Yeah. What are you doing? So I get it all the time. Let me tell you one thing, You cannot ever achieve your objective if you give them firepower for firepower. No way. First of all, that thing they say customer is king. Customer is king. But there is a way you can engage. There's a way you can change the narrative. There's a way you can be assertive when they cross the line, right? Because they're boundaries without disrespecting them. So somebody calls me, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. on a Sunday. I see a call. I see it. I'm like, hello? Is this Mrs. Soetan? I don't have light. So I look at the time. Yeah. But you're already irritated. But I can't be irritated. Now, am I irritated? Yes. So I check. I'm checking myself. This is online emotional intelligence. So go and do this. I don't have the time. I'm very self-aware. I'm like, this person is triggering me. I'm annoyed. And I tell myself, if I flip on them, they can be recording me. People are not going to say it's 5:30 a.m. You are the CEO. So no matter what it is, they're your customer. So I quickly remind myself. And I'll listen to the person. I won't say anything. I say, are you there? I'm here, ma. All right, I say, I'm here, ma. You know it's 5:30. I just woke up. Oh, I've told you. I've told you the same thing. Then it's just, oh, it's 5:30. I just woke up. Oh, I'm sorry. What can I call you? I said, can you speak on Monday? Between 9 and 5. This is my tone. Do you hear the difference? And she has gotten the message. Another person calls me 7:30. Something. Folake, this one I even know. Folake, I'm saying something. I sent at 9 o'clock. Just talking. I said I'm with my husband. I just said I'm with my husband. So you know what? Can we do this tomorrow morning? You see, you can work anytime. You're supposed to work anytime. I said yes, I do, but I'm with my husband now. Do you catch? So where I'm going to is that they will rile you up. But who is the bigger person? Who really is in control? Are you in control? Are you self-aware? Do you know your triggers? If I know I can't deal with that customer or I can't deal with that situation, then I'll walk away. I'll say, please, can I call you back? Can I call you back? So you have to always find a way of controlling yourself. Understand your triggers. See, this is not just for a customer, for anybody you deal with. If I know that, I told you about Brutal and Miriam. If I know where I am now, I need to hear the truth. But if I meet Tosin, the way Tosin is going to say to me, because I know me. If she says this thing to me now, I'm going to be very hurt. I'm checking myself first. I'm going to abort Tosin at that point in time. I am the one that's in control of my own self. So understand you, go back to you. What triggers you? What will annoy you? You don't want to flip on the person, even though the person is rude. You don't want to be in that position. So ensure that you avoid it. And if you can't avoid it, because sometimes you can't avoid it, just decide that you're going to be numb. Somebody calls me at 5:30 a.m. on a Sunday. Think about it. They actually woke me up. If I said, excuse me, please get on my phone, I don't think it's too much. But is that the best way for both me and the person? Have I also taught the person how to deal with people? I said it's 5:30 Sunday. As I reduced my voice, her voice too. Do you see what happened? I influenced her by my action. It's you. You decide what you want to allow, and you decide how you want to be perceived, and you decide on what you want to allow trigger you. You decide.